So
we're in the shed. We should say we're in the shed.
We're in the shed, my shed. So it means we're down the coast.
Yeah.
And I've embarrassed myself this morning.
Oh, okay.
I went to we have a French
swim.
No, I've been for a swim. Did half a K.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I know.
I've been going in because I'm down the coast too. I'm further down the coast.
Hmm.
But I didn't go in yesterday, but I went in the 2 days before that.
Yeah.
You know when I go down at like 4 or 5 because everyone's gone by then.
Yeah, it's good. It's the happy
Great.
hour.
Either that or early, I reckon. You go early, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are foils out there who go. Do you have foils around your way?
What's that?
They're like boards with long foil bottom.
Not that I know of.
Where I go, it's quite notorious for them, and they're good, but you need a coloured cap on. If you haven't got your coloured cap on, you can be cut in half easy. And there were surf boats out there, and long boards and stand-up boards. It was like Burke Street out there.
Yeah, but this is a very busy time. We're recording this on New Year's Eve.
New Year's
Eve tonight.
So Happy New Year.
Woohoo!
So went to because I have a French restaurant here.
Yeah.
Le Comte.
La Compoteur, what it was called.
It means
I want to go there.
Well, we could go there after the thing, but it's pretty crowded.
Looks a bit upmarket.
The Compteur. There we go. There you go. Now, I've said that with an accent. Is that offensive? I don't know. Probably is. I went there and I looked in the window and I said, "Can I have a cheese roll, please?" Now,
well, they do have baguettes, don't they, with cheese in
well,
it?
you've hit the nail on the head. The French owner said, "You want a baguette?"
A baguette?
Yeah, that's exactly right. He said, "You got to put on the end." And I said, "Look, however I say that to you, I'm going to sound offensive."
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, hi, could I have a baguette?" And they all laughed.
Yeah.
So I'm on this thing like, if I ask for a roll, I get into slight trouble.
Yeah.
But if I put on an accent...
It's not Vegas Delight, mate. You know.
That's exactly... I just saw Ben Lomas. Ben Lomas?
Oh, Lomas is around?
Yeah.
We should call him up.
Well...
Is he around here somewhere?
He's just staying down the road.
Oh,
Ben Lomas,
when we have lunch,
comedian...
he will be... if we ring him, if I text him and say come for lunch, he will be there within 10 seconds.
Well, he's down the market.
Lomas!
Yeah. And he said exactly the same as you. He goes, "Mate, it's not Baker's Delight."
Yeah.
I felt genuinely embarrassed. And then,
yeah,
this was exciting. Walked back to the house, I'm moving my car because it's quite busy around here. I thought, when
it is busy.
I did the right thing, pulled my car in so Dave can park behind me.
Awesome. Thank you. I did.
A woman walked up and me, held up her phone and says, "Guess what I'm listening to right now?"
Wow.
It was somehow related.
Oh, there you go.
Her name was Caroline, and
Caroline.
she was walking her pug dogs, which were lovely. She'd been to the market. She said, "I didn't want to listen to music anymore. I decided to put you on." And she said, "I can't believe I've run into you."
Wow.
And I said, "Can you believe it? I'm about to go and record it with Dave." It was like the Truman Show. It was
weird.
It's weird.
That's weird.
Really weird.
That's funny how you talk about putting the accent on, because Eric Banner used to talk about the guy in his local cafe just in Melbourne would always say macchiato. But he goes, he's not Italian. He's just some Aussie guy, but he'd say, "Yeah, you want a croissant? You want a macchiato?"
Yeah. Well, I used to do the stand-up about it, didn't
Yes,
I?
yeah.
How did it go again? How did it go? Because you remember my stuff.
When people come back from France, they always speak in a French accent when they describe it.
Went to the Arc de Triomphe and went to the Louvre. I've got to say that Paris is beautiful this time of year. And that's weird because Australians don't do that when they come back.
No, you wonder if the French go back to their country.
Oh, that's right. I wonder if the French come back when they've been to Australia. And they say something like, "Je de Sydney Bridge."
That's it.
The MCG. Got a route in North Melbourne. And now...
There we go. And we're out.
There you go. And we're
wow,
out.
There's the music.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Wow, there we go. We should mention Ben Lomas as the comic for people that don't know.
Ben Lomas does warm-ups for the front bar. He does warm-ups for Thank God You're Here.
Very good.
He was on a sketch show with us called...
Open Slather.
Open Slather.
And he's been on TV. He's been on Cheap Seats. He's done the sports bit on Cheap Seats.
Oh, he has too.
Yeah, he's a
Good
great
man.
comic. Great guy.
Great comic, one of the best going. And he's in the ad for
What is he? Victorian tourism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he nails it.
Oh, he's great, Ben.
So you reckon we'll call him up for lunch?
yeah, if he's around, he'll.
He was there with his wife and a friend who was named Glenn.
Okay.
So easy for me to remember. Anyway, we're in my shed. Dave has kindly
good.
come around. Kitty's outside, that's your daughter,
My daughter.
reading a book, waiting for you, saying, do your podcast.
She's doing her homework.
Doing her homework.
Oh, but,
She's in year 12 this year?
Yeah. So they give her a bit of summer homework. But anyway, it's beautiful, and it is New Year's Eve, so we'll get on with it. What are the topics, Sam? We don't have to dwell.
The topics are shrimp and glass.
Wow, so shrimp, we say prawns, but shrimp
Yeah.
is a smaller American thing, isn't it?
I think shrimp have nippers or something, less legs or less
Wow.
nippers, and prawns are obviously bigger. And I think prawns pizza.
Mm. Your shed door's flying open, mate. Is there an issue? That doesn't happen at the pub.
Do you want to leave it open?
Oh, we can leave it open? Yeah, go on, get some air in here. Well, I love prawns.
I would say I'm middle ground on seafood.
What?
Don't like oysters. Do you like oysters?
Not really, no.
There you go. Okay, you're with me. Do you
No.
like crayfish?
Oh,
I think crayfish is overrated.
a little bit. I don't hardly ever eat crayfish.
You know that crayfish used to be common food in jails in
in
San
England
Francisco.
and England too.
Because there was an abundance of crayfish.
Mhm.
But now the local fire brigade had a raffle, and you won 2 crayfish, and they were in a bottle of champagne.
Well, I love scallops. Love scallops.
You want them? You want them in batter, or do you want them?
Yeah, beautiful.
Would you have? Do you eat the
Oh.
roe thing?
Yeah, I eat everything. I love both bits. It's the
Don't you
scallop.
worry about when you first bite a scallop in batter?
Mm.
Is there danger of hot water dribble?
Yeah, they're absolutely.
What do you have a method to get around that?
You just go like that. You go,
Oh, you would suck it all in.
yeah, it's like, oh. Yeah, I love scallops.
So yeah, prawns are bigger, sweeter. So we'll talk about prawns and shrimp.
What about abalone? Fan of abalone? Or?
It needs to be cooked properly.
Yeah.
You can catch
yeah.
abalone on this coast, and
Yeah.
we did it once, and it was so tough.
Yeah.
So and they're hard to get off the. You got to really
Oh,
get them off
yeah.
the rock. Have you ever? Do you like abalone?
I don't know if I've ever had. I've had it once, maybe. I tend to like any of that shellfish. You know what I mean? I quite like it.
Do you like octopus?
Oh yeah, calamari. I love it grilled. I love it when they grill it, like
Oh,
Greek
you're
style.
a man of the world.
And I love it fried. I love fried calamari.
I just don't like the calamari.
What about the string? I reckon everyone there will get that reflex of that choking on the calamari string.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I made the mistake of ordering calamari once, and it was calamari uncut.
Oh, so it's the whole squid.
Yes. It was the whole
Yeah.
squid. If you hear any kids in the background, that's the grandchildren.
That's all right.
running around.
But
That's
you-
all right. That's
well-
a bit of ambience.
But the worst thing is when you order calamari and it's not calamari. It's like a reconstituted thing. And you know what I mean? When you get sometimes you get at a fish and chip shop that it's not proper calamari.
What is it then?
I think it's reconstituted like a fish stick.
Oh, it's like a pulp thing.
yeah.
It's
Ugh.
like nuggets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yuck.
If you cut the fish, it just comes up out in the ring size.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Poor
Mm.
old calamari. Is there anything else you do? What don't you like seafood wise?
No, I like it all. I like it all. I love it. I love all fish. But I don't like getting served up a fish with its head on it.
I don't either.
I like a whole fish.
Oh, I love prawns, but I want someone else to have done the work.
Oh, peeling a prawn is annoying.
And it's the labour compared to the half a
Yeah.
mouthful of food.
Yeah.
A lot of labour, a lot of
Yeah.
legs, a lot of tails being pulled off. Hard work.
No.
Because you can get fully shelled ones.
Yeah. At the market, they have cooked shelled, or they have green prawns for uncooked.
Is there someone there shelling them?
They must be.
Or is it a machine?
No.
So someone, that's
It's
a
like
tough job.
It's like boning a fish. Yeah, but I think I go to this local fish shop near me. The guy, Greek guy, he's got great fish, but he gets like a Vietnamese guy does all the boning. He said you should see him work. He said it's amazing.
Oh, they're really fast.
Oh, he said that's what he's been doing forever. This guy, and he just goes. He must do the prawns as well.
I suppose if you were good, prawns would be pretty quick. Off come
Yeah.
the legs, off come the shell.
The
Is
head,
it- yeah, the head.
mm.
And
Gotta
then,
twist it kind of.
yeah, you don't suck anything out, do you?
No, I don't do any of that.
Some people like to suck it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's always a question of the poo line too. Do you take that? I never know. Yeah, you should take
well,
it out.
the problem with the poo line is if you do it well, you can get it out in one go.
Yeah.
It slides right out and you go bang, poo line done. But sometimes you leave half of a poo in there.
We don't know much about prawns, but I tell you who does. your son-in-law, Alex.
Well,
who's
it
a
just
chef.
so he.
And I saw him. I met him before. He's walking around. We should get him in and ask him about prawns.
Well, as he's an international chef, he knows about them.
Let's get him later for the thinking music.
Get him for the thinking music.
Yeah, we'll get him for the thinking music.
Oh, that's a great idea.
All right.
Okay, so what are the prawns that we all know? There's tiger,
Yeah, they're big.
king,
I never know the
a
difference.
king prawn, and a tiger. Well, a tiger would be smaller.
No, I
it's
think
stripes on
so.
them. Have you ever had freshwater
Maybe
prawns? They'd be
No.
like freshwater crabs, wouldn't
not.
they?
Yeah.
I don't like anything freshwater.
Nah, trout.
No, nothing. You want a bit of salt. And what are the ways you can cook it? There's grilled.
Yeah.
There's
You can steam 'em, I suppose.
steamed, boiled,
Ooh.
sauteed.
You know what I love a prawn? I love it with pasta. Like a...
I love it with a bit of chili.
Oh, do you?
Chili with pasta.
Wow.
It's probably my number one
Hmm.
pasta dish.
I always say hold the chili. I don't like the chili. Isn't that funny?
You do like.
Oh, no, I don't like it. I love prawn spaghetti. Prawns and spaghetti. The best
It must have a
combination.
name.
It must, yeah,
Spaghetti a la prawn.
marinara. Spaghetti.
No, that's different. That's where you get random things and you go, I can see a bit of prawn, I can see a bit of fish, but I don't know what that
Oh,
is.
you're right. Pescatera? No, that's wrong. I got it wrong.
Marinara is right. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
prawn is prawnitaria or something. I don't
Oh.
know. What else do we know about? I know they only live to about 2 years.
Oh, really?
You seriously wouldn't want to come back as a sheep or a prawn
No.
because life's not too. Or a cow.
I love prawns. God, I'm getting hungry. Let's move it along.
Well, I did say to Selena, she said, "Well, I bring you down something to eat," and it was my birthday yesterday,
It was.
and we have some cake left. I said, "Don't feed Dave before we've done the podcast because
I get all sleepy.
he gets refocused and he can't think properly." So at the end of the show, you get a bit of my birthday cake. It was apple. Well, it wasn't too sugar friendly.
I don't want any of that.
Too sugar heavy.
I don't want any of that. No,
What
thank
else can we say about?
Nah, that's
what
enough
are-
on prawns.
Hang on, there are
Have prawns ever been portrayed in cartoons? I've never seen a prawn in a cartoon.
Oh, I have. I think I have.
In Finding Nemo?
Surely, I think up in Queensland there are prawns. Prawns on.
Oh, there's a giant prawn.
exactly.
That's in is that Ballina? The giant prawn in Ballina? I think it is in Ballina. Near Byron, that kind
Get
of
them
area.
on the phone.
Get the giant prawn.
Yeah.
And it's not that impressive when you see it.
Well, are any of the big animals impressive? I've seen the big cow, the big sheep,
Big
the
pineapple.
big pineapple.
Big koala. Nah, they're always a bit tatty looking these days.
Yeah. And do you pull over? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a photo
I've
with
no-
a big prawn.
Big prawn.
I don't know what else we can really say. What are they? You get a bit of protein from it. You get a bit of salt from it. The prawn is sweet, and I think the shrimp is basically the same.
Well, so I went through a stage where I just go to the fish shop and buy about 5 or 6 prawns, have them for lunch with some salad. Beautiful.
Is that enough for you though?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I sent a photo to Kitty Flanagan because she hates seafood.
Does she?
I go, look at my lunch. She hates fish. She hates seafood.
She's probably had a bad experience as a child, and it was forced on her.
Yeah, that happened. Well, when we were kids, fish wasn't big, was it?
No.
No. And when we had fish, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Now fish is the best.
Now, well,
Love
it really
fish.
is. You know, you can't go wrong with fish. I don't know what else we can say. Should I? I don't know. Alex may.
No,
not
let's
be
get
able-
him later. Let's get him later.
I'll get him later.
For the
Yes.
thinking movie.
Okay.
Let's
well,
talk about glass. Talk about glass?
Yes.
Glass. Glass.
I guess Sam is talking about
Just glass.
glass.
What a great invention glass was, though.
Is it an invention? Doesn't it happen naturally in nature?
It was sand, isn't it?
Sand and soda and limestone or something mixed together, and it comes out.
But someone would have utilised it. You know what I mean? All I remember, they used to have in England, really old buildings, there used to be a window tax. There used to be a tax on windows.
No.
Yeah, that's why you don't see many windows in the really old buildings. I don't know why they had a window tax.
because
but
they
there was.
could.
Yeah. But glass also used to be quite fragile, so it wasn't as sturdy as it is now.
Well, when you go to like Bunratty Castle, no, not Bunratty Castle. When you
Castle.
go to or what's the one up where they have the old buildings up in Ballarat,
Sovereign Hill.
Sovereign Hill, and you go. Do they have because there's old type of glass you can
Yeah.
see, and my auntie had a really old place. You couldn't see clearly through it.
No, opaque is kind of opaque, you'd say.
Yeah, and it never felt like it was completely flat. So what is it? It's formed naturally. We use it for windows, wearing, mirrors.
Mm.
They say that when the mirror was invented,
Freak people out?
that we lost connection with our soul, meaning that
Right.
we thought more about what
Our
was
appearance.
in appearance than we did about just being a pair of eyes to the world. There you go. Write that down.
Write that down, kids.
Just get rid of all your mirrors in your house. Don't look at yourself. Don't value yourself in the mirror.
No.
Value yourself as a there you go. This is great. You learned something. Did you know, I read this the other day, that beer bottles, why are they brown?
No idea.
Why are beer bottles brown? Don't quote me. I think it's to keep the UV out.
Oh, wow. So it affects the beer.
Well, yeah. So you would think all glass bottles should
Wow,
be,
that's interesting.
yeah.
Look, glass, I mean, we love glass. But isn't it disturbing when you get a broken windscreen, though? Back in the day, we used to get probably more broken windscreen or cracked windscreens.
Windscreen. Now, do you
pulled over by the coppers?
Yeah,
mate, got a roadworthy that. Got a cracked windscreen, buddy.
Well, you get a crack and then it's there, then it just slowly grows.
Terrible. I remember I had an old XP wagon. That's a Ford, like a 60s wagon in the 80s. Maybe the 80s, 90s. Anyway, and I had to get a replacement windscreen. I went and bought one. I thought I'll just put it in myself, because you can put them in yourself in those old cars. This is the back. This is the back windscreen.
Yeah,
right?
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, and I just lay it next to the tire, and I pull it. I had to put. I don't know. The old one must have broken or something. I had to get the remnants out, and then I went to get the new one. And it just fell on the ground and just smashed into 1,000 pieces.
That's not a good day.
Then I had to drive down to Windscreen O'Brien's or one of those places and get the windscreen, get it replaced by a professional.
I've got a showbiz story, and I know it's about me, but I'll tell it anyway.
Yeah.
Guy comes to the house because I've got a cracked windscreen. Great thing is, come to the house, do it out the front of the house.
Yeah, they can get rid of the crack now.
Yeah, or they can replace the whole. Give them a plug, Windscreens O'Brien. Replace
Windscreens O'Brien.
I think they probably need to know what sort of car you got first.
Well,
They
yeah,
probably
because you can't do that on old cars. You can't just replace. But anyway, go on.
And he was replacing my windscreen, and he said to me, "Oh, look, I have to say I'm a bit of a fan." And then he said, I had a stroke. He wasn't an old guy. He had a stroke about a year before.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, the doctor said, you've got to do homework. You've got to go home and to make sure the cerebrally he was working properly. I want you to go home and watch a TV show and then report back to me what you saw. And he said, I chose Russell Coight because I was a big fan. And so basically he would go in there and he'd go, I saw Russell Coight, and he got his cock caught in a rabbit trap, and he's caught nude.
The doctor would go, what sort of show is this? You're making this up?
And he recovered really well.
Wow.
But he has the memory of watching and remembering Russell Coight.
Amazing.
So it was a beautiful moment. It's one of the best compliments I've ever had, to be a part of someone's therapy.
Helps a stroke victim. And then you drop your pants, they can get rid of this crack. He said, "Oh, you've gone too far, mate. You've gone too far.
That's stupid. Now you've,
I'm having another stroke.
So
glass.
Well, what is there?
Don't you love looking at on glass? Like if you get a good view somewhere.
Are things better through glass?
Yeah, I wonder.
I have a theory. See if you go with me on this theory. I believe anything in the world looks better on a glass shelf with a light on it. Because you go into a gift shop.
Yeah, it's true.
They got an old something,
crap, yeah.
old bit of pottery or something. Whack it on a bit of glass and put a light on it. Everything looks good.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking.
Bulletproof glass.
Oh, that's always impressive. Have you seen that great footage I'll try and put it on the Facebook page of the South African guys driving along in an armoured car and they're getting shot at by bandits. And all the bulletproof glass is cracking on their windscreens and stuff. It's amazing. Like, they're coming after us. They're coming. In the end, the guy jumps out with a gun and runs after them. It's like, whoa. But that bulletproof glass
it doesn't get through, does it?
No, it doesn't. No.
Have you got double glazed at home?
We've always talked about that.
Because you can get updated with double glaze. I looked at a quote the other day. It's quite expensive.
Yeah.
But when you get good about the double glazed, keeps the heat out, keeps the cold out, really good. But if you get a bit of moisture up in between your panes, because there's a bit of air in between.
Yeah.
Once it gets up there, I don't know how you clean it again.
In our beach house, there's a crack in one of our, and you can see all the moisture just gathering in there. It's double glazed.
It must be the number one problem with the double glazed.
Oh, yeah.
But it does work so effectively because if you've got double glazed, you almost don't need heating and cooling, especially in the southern states.
Yeah. Aren't you amazed how fragile glass is? I remember when Kev, my dad, may he rest in peace, was whippersnippering outside at home. And he just whippersnipped and a bit of rock flew up, hit the glass door, and just went ksh,
yeah,
and shattered.
Amazing.
You know what? We claimed that on house insurance. The glass guy came over and goes, "You can claim this on house
I
insurance."
would say you should have.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever worked with sugar glass? That's what you're doing.
Oh, yes. I've seen it on movies.
Yeah. So whatever you do with that bit of glass, you can't get hurt. So it's, when you've got it and you're using it, it's a great feeling because you know you can't get hurt.
Have you had a bottle smashed on your head?
In the real world?
I reckon a real bottle would really hurt.
Well, I was about to do Uncle Arthur. They'd booked me into a big barn hotel. And just before I went on, it was terrible. Someone was brought backstage where I was into my room. He'd just been
Glass with a bottle.
glassed.
That's it. Uncle Arthur got people angry, didn't he? Yeah. Then you bang.
We're not waiting any longer. I'm going to fire up. So glass, there's glasses. I mean, imagine if glass hadn't been invented. People like me, you don't wear glasses.
I do wear glasses.
Do you wear glasses for what
reading,
are you?
just reading.
You a number 2?
Yeah, I think I'm number 2.
I'm a number 2.
Where are my glasses? Oh,
Here
God.
are mine here if you need them.
I know when I go see Mum in the nursing home, I'm trying to read. She goes, "Have my glasses." I use her glasses to read the paper.
And as you get older, you've always got to have a pair lying around somewhere, don't you? You know, I've got a pair in the car. I've got 2 pairs in the
you
car.
need them.
I've got a pair downstairs, upstairs. I've got a pair on the tennis court. I've got a pair in the sauna. I've got a pair in the
How many glasses
billiards
have you
room.
got?
I've got a pair.
Like Bruce Wayne, all these
I've got
glasses.
a pair in my gym.
in your different
I've got
rooms.
a pair in my golf driving range.
Oh, God, I just remembered I did a gig for the Glass Association.
You did not?
I did in Adelaide. Yeah, they were glaziers.
I'm going to go through this podcast because regular listeners,
Yeah.
please send in places that Dave hasn't worked because every time it comes up, dentists, accountants, taxidermists, go random as you like. Dave,
Never done taxidermist.
well,
done
there's
vets.
well,
Done
what we
vets.
should do is find a couple. You've done vets.
Absolutely.
Have you done lawyers?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Many times. There's heaps of lawyers out there. They're pretty good lawyers because they're kind of, they're good because they're kind of, they're intelligent and they love words and stuff. But, my approach is always like, I get there's a lot of lawyers in the room, but, I also went to university, guys, whatever. What degree, and then I get them to guess my degree. And, of course, it's arts. And,
Yeah.
Arts. I say arts. And then I said, how long was your degree? And they go, like 5 years. I'm like, mine was 8. Like, I don't know. What are you guys doing in your law degrees? That always works well with surgeons, too. How long are you studying for, mate? Like, anyway, but... no.
So what happened with the glass gigs?
I was in Adelaide, and all these guys are glaziers. Yeah, glaziers. They replace glass,
Yeah.
And this shocked me. It's a trade without a qualification. So anyone, if you put out a sign on your van today saying Glenn Robbins Glazier, you can go replace glass. There's no regulations on glass replacement.
Well, so
They're very angry about it, the Glass Association, because you get all these cowboys saying, "Yeah, I'm a glazier."
but why don't they do something about it?
Well, they're trying to lobby the government. It's up to the government to make the rules. Isn't
So
it?
anyone can just go, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Turn up to your house
Yeah,
and
it's
go.
like painting similar. Painters are the same. You can just say I'm a painter and you're a painter, but you can't say you're a carpenter because then people are like, "Whoa."
Can you say you're a comedian?
Yeah, absolutely. Do one gig and you're a comedian.
A lot of comedians out there, aren't
Oh,
there?
there are. But it's like being a musician, isn't it? Like, a lot of people say they're musicians.
A lot of people say they're actors because it used to be with actors you had to be a member of the union.
Yes.
Actors Equity, but
not
nah,
anymore.
Not anymore. Not really. No.
Yeah, that's a shame. They should bring that back because they should bring it back in the comedy world too.
In the comedy world, because a lot of people are,
I only ever said I was a comedian when I was doing it full time. When I started out, I'd say I'm having a crack at comedy. I'm working in a warehouse. Yeah, that's what I would say. Well, it's fair. It's true though, isn't
yeah,
it?
that's true.
What
What do you put on when you're leaving the country?
No, I put comedian these days.
I put actor. What should I put?
Yeah.
Actor's better, right? Because I'm more known for characters than I am for.
But you know what? Most people would call you a comedian. You're like Hamish, and you've also done stand up.
Yeah.
You've done. Well,
But
Sean McAuliffe's a comedian, even though he's not a stand up. He's still a comedian.
He's a
Don't you reckon?
comedian. Yeah.
You're a comedian.
Yeah. What's your show? The way you drive to the
Debrief.
The debrief.
Yeah.
I've been on it once.
Yeah.
I would like to be on it more, but I don't do gigs. You've had
Don't
people on
worry.
that 4 or 5 times.
Oh, Oaksy's been on about 13.
13 times. Anyway.
But it's not as prestigious as this.
Stained glass.
Oh, I love stained
Are you a
glass.
fan?
Yeah, I love it.
Have you been to the Arts Centre in Melbourne where you lay down on the carpet and you look up at the...
Hello. What? No. What happened to you at the Arts Centre?
Comes in and goes, do you mind?
Get
Can
off
you
the
stop doing that,
floor.
please? Well, don't you do that? Do you lie on the floor and look up at the... But isn't that what is the meaning of stained glass in a church? What's going on there?
Oh, that's just decorative, isn't it?
Drawing a picture
Yeah.
with the stained glass.
It's just a way of doing it. No, I love stained glass.
I don't.
You don't like it?
I don't. We were just at the market, and there was some stained glass sort of had a pot plant in it. I'm going. I don't want that.
Yeah, but that market, I've been to that market.
What are you going to say? You're pulling a face.
And they push the craft angle pretty heavily. We've talked about it before on this podcast, but there was a woman there with cut off tree stumps with Santa's face on it.
Well, but if you're going to sell those anywhere, you sell them at the
You
market.
sell the market.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So you're not a market. I don't.
I love markets.
Last time I went, I bought socks. They were great. Mind you, and then I worked out and went, hang on, I think I'd get those cheaper if I went to
Kmart.
Yeah, which, of course, I was buying local.
Yeah,
and I wanted to buy Australian, so
Yeah.
I was doing the right thing.
Oh no, I love market. You know, I love market. I was talking to Alex before about markets because he's currently working at a market. Your son-in-law, and I love that kind of shopping.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's have some thinking music. Go and get Alex to talk about prawns. Go and get him. Is he keen? Or?
Well, he doesn't.
He's not a professional speaker like we are.
He's a professional chef.
Yeah,
he's one of the
that's
best.
what we need.
And we need someone to tell us about it.
And we need some recommendations of restaurants.
And I
That's
reckon,
what I need.
just quietly, he's probably worked. He probably served some famous people prawns when he worked in New York.
Ask him about that.
Okay.
After this appearance, he'll get on MasterChef, no doubt. My kitchen rules at the very least. All right.
So I went and got Alex, and he was busy with the kids.
Yeah.
And he has kindly
Yeah.
agreed to share with us, because Alex has worked in the best restaurants around the world.
I've heard that.
Yeah. And he's going to share with us the best way
To cook a prawn?
to cook a prawn.
Yeah. Okay, so give him the microphone, Glenn.
Hi, Alex.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. And so prawns. Oh, you call them shrimp anyway, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, well, mostly all Americans usually say shrimp, but I quickly found out it's prawns.
In
It's the real
Australia.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so what is it? I love prawns, but I don't know how to cook them. Like, what's the best recipe for prawns?
Well, I say simple is always better, and nothing's better than a nice grilled prawn on the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
I put them on some skewers, marinate them up, and just go to town like that.
And what's the story with the poo line thing? Should you remove that? Do you always remove that, or
Well, it depends if you like a little extra protein. No, you should always remove that.
remove that? That's an absolute, is it? Or?
It's an absolute. It's just, it's kind of gross. It just looks gross.
It does,
You can't
yeah.
really, I don't think you can really taste it too much. It's more of just,
Yeah.
you want a nice, clean, fresh looking prawn there.
I just wonder about that, whether that's like a thing, but it obviously is a thing to remove. You should remove it.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Okay,
yeah,
well, that's
especially
good
if
to
you
know.
work in a high-end restaurant. No one wants to see that on the nice cold cocktail sauce.
And so, okay, grilled prawn. And so, when you worked, did you come across anyone who loved prawns in the showbiz world? Because you served a lot of showbiz people.
Yeah, well, in New York, I did work for a major catering company who did a lot of New York Fashion Week and then just photo shoots in general, music photo shoots, all that kind of stuff. So I have done some prawns for some celebrity type people, you could say.
Who? We want names. Yeah, we want names.
Well, I think one of the best prawn stories would have to be, I'd say, Victoria Beckham for
Oh.
Fashion Week.
I love her. She's great. Yeah, so what happened with her? Because she's famous. She was in the paper. I don't know whether she eats the same thing for dinner every night.
Well, that is pretty dead on, and it's
Yeah.
funny. Going back to what you're saying about shrimp and prawns. So she'd always order on her sheet that she wanted fresh prawns every day, fresh prawns with a couple other things, but it never changed. And I'd always talk to the chefs in the kitchen, and they kept ordering little baby shrimp. And I'm sure she was expecting to see some really nice succulent prawns, but she would get every day we'd get the email back saying, yes, she likes it, but what is up with these little teeny shrimp you guys have in America?
Oh, so she wants the big prawn.
She wanted those nice big prawns, but yeah, she wasn't too happy with our prawn catering at the.
So yeah, when I went to America, the shrimp is small, isn't it? There's like a smaller prawn in America.
Yeah, it's right. You never see the nice prawns you have in Australia in America.
No, you're not looking po' boys and stuff. They're like just little.
Tiny little shrimp. We
Yeah.
kept giving her that, and like steamed. It's just like this steamed little shrimp on a platter. And she's like, "Yeah, what's going on here?"
Yeah, because apparently she just eats steamed vegetables and fish every night. Same thing every night for dinner.
Yeah, that's right. It was. I think it was just like lima beans, cantaloupe, and prawns.
Wow. No wonder she's so skinny. Oh,
That was
God.
for the fashion week, so probably a good idea. Small.
Yeah, right. Anyway, do you like prawns yourself?
Oh, I love them, especially since I
Yeah.
moved here. It's just so much better quality of produce.
prawns last night.
Yeah.
Alex maintains that the restaurant we went to last night is one of the best in Australia, and we had prawns done Greek style.
Oh, I like Greg. You
I
want
like Greek, yeah, and yeah.
Aries, yeah.
Would you agree, Alex?
Oh yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite restaurants in all of Australia that I've had so far. So
Wow.
yeah, excellent place.
Yeah, because that's owned by one of Costa. I went to this is all very the surf coast, but the guy that runs what's it called? Costas. It used to be called in Lorne. It's his
Ipsos?
son's.
Is it Ipsos?
Ipsos.
Yeah.
I went to Ipsos the other night. Fantastic.
Yeah, it is good as well.
Oh yeah. What's okay? So what's the other good restaurants you've been to Australia? What have you gone and been impressed by?
I think always Tipo in the
What's
city.
that?
Tipo
Tipo?
00. Yeah, in Melbourne. That's definitely one of the best pasta places you can have, hands down.
Oh.
And the line starts right out the door at noon.
Okay, this is a
So-
good tip. I've never been there.
Yeah,
Tipo.
Yeah, that's really
For
really
anyone
nice.
traveling, because people often ask us on, I'm coming to Melbourne, where should I go? I'm like, I always say Mario's, which we've been with you.
Mario's is nice too.
Brunswick Street, that's a good.
In Capitano, I would say is
Where's that?
over just in that vicinity over there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
in
Capitano, best pizza. I
Oh.
would say
Sydney, where have you been? Have you been anywhere in Sydney or?
Toddy's in Sydney.
Oh,
In
Toddy's.
Bondi, that's the best.
Okay, they used to be icebergs, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. They've
Well,
got one of them in Lorne now, Toddy's.
Yeah, they do. Haven't been yet.
I haven't
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
I haven't been. I mean, and of course, also the Grandview Glen in Fairfield, where we have soup and burgers.
I'll come with you guys there one time, and I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, you'll be the judge. Well, Freddie the chef is a proper chef. He used to chef at Mazamita or what, that Mexican restaurant in the city. You know that one that is kind of he was famous for a while. Anyway, whatever.
I don't know.
He's back at the Grandview. Well, Alex, thanks for that. Thanks for
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for the prawn information. That's excellent.
Yeah, nice to be on.
Okay, there's Alex. Good work, Alex. Thank you very much.
Well, that's very kind of him because
I know.
he's having a holiday. He doesn't want to talk about work.
Oh, he loves it.
Comes in, chats about it, drops a couple of names here and there, and away you go, and a bit of inside information.
I can hear the phone ringing now. Is that MasterChef?
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Well, okay, I'll have a guess. Okay, so I think the first glass ever made was made using prawn skin? Shell? I don't know. That's a hard one. This is one of the hardest ones I've ever heard. What do you say?
Well, I'm going to say something along the same line, whether it's like some sort of chemical that exists in the because of the ocean, because of sand, because of maybe it's like an oyster. If a bit of sand gets into a prawn, maybe it grows into glass. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, well, what is the answer, Sam?
Mantis shrimps are incredibly strong and can deliver powerful strikes with their claws. Some larger species have been known to crack or shatter glass tanks by repeatedly hitting the walls. Their punch is so fast it results in cavitation, bubbles. They can crack and punch holes in aquarium glass. Their clubs have a special shock-absorbent core which stops them from breaking.
Wow. The power of prawn.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
The power of the whacking prawn.
But like, why isn't that a superhero like Prawn Man and he's just got a powerful tail? Just whacks people. You'd watch that. You'd watch that movie.
Which one? Aquaman?
Oh, Prawn Man. He'd take on Aquaman. Oh, it could be Aquaman's enemy. Prawn Man. Prawn Kid.
But that'd be a hell of a whack. It must come in because I was only saying the other day to Alex, when I look at a prawn, I go, "You are defenseless."
Yeah.
And how do they would get around? And it's the
tail.
It's the tail that goes whoosh.
It's their
whoosh,
enemy. Yeah,
whoosh
they're
is
their,
their enemy.
Not their enemy. It's not their enemy. That's their weapon. It's their weapon.
Yeah, and so they can go and they can go. They can just go through the water really quickly. So that's an incredible talent to have.
Wow.
You know how you sometimes finish on a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to venture into that water, but I've got a glasses joke.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Okay. Or should I tell you and then you tell it? Because you're the expert.
No, you
I'll
tell
I'll
it.
tell it. Okay, I'll tell it. I'll do it quickly. So the mother catches the boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, what is it? Can we? Is
Yeah,
it
no, we've done jokes like this before, so he's pleasuring himself.
He was pleasuring
Right.
himself. And the mother says, "Don't do that. You'll go blind." And the boy says, "Can I just do it till I need glasses?"
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.